You're on. Hi everybody, we are late. But we're here. But we're here. Better late than never, they say. People who are always late say. Oh, I forgot I was messing with this Edmonton Community Foundation hat today.
Yeah?
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I forgot it was what was happening. Oh. They actually are having this whole campaign, and they literally just told us after we have given out all these toques. Mm-hmm. I don't like the word toque.
Why?
I don't use it. I don't know. I just I don't like it.
You want skull cap? Scully?
No, better? I just call it a hat, a winter hat.
Is that better? Scully? You got your Scully on?
No, it's just a winter hat. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another week of the Black Multiverse Theory podcast. We're out here.
Social distancing.
Mm-hmm. Like it. So, I hope you got some stuff to talk about, honestly, because I do not know what's going on. But first, we're going to do a catch-up of your last week. How's it going?
Last week is part 2 of the renovations. So, at the house, for those of you logging in and very interested in my private life, we had a issue with my house where the children's rooms seem to have been black mold inside them. This is caused because the roof itself, one of the vents that creates circulation in the attic and throughout the house, was not screwed in originally when it was originally built. And over time, wind and rain and hail has knocked it out of place, which has caused water, whenever it snows in springtime, to kind of fall into the attic and then down onto the ceiling and then into the rooms. Mm-hmm. So that has happened. And we, after insurance and everything, we got all the walls replaced and painted. I put in the flooring. Yay!
Nice work.
And then we bought new furniture. So Johnny went out and got new beds for the boys, and then the girls' bunk bed, I jigsaw puzzled it back together.
Nice.
Found all the pieces for it, put it back together. Made a critical mistake of being excited about the room now finished, that I told the children, I said, hey, you know what? I said, hey, you know what? In the back corner, I said, where do you want to put the TV? You could put it anywhere. This is great.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, up in the corner over there, Dad. And I was like, perfect. And I put my stud finder and cracked dad jokes about me being stud finding, and then put it up there. Then
they were like, whatever.
And then I screwed in the first TV. I went to plug it in and realized I couldn't put it anywhere. There aren't plugs everywhere in my house.
You're like, ew.
There are only plugs in the lower portions of certain walls. Mm. So then I was like, why did I make this happen? So I had to do some electrical work and put a plug up there. I said, well, it looks beautiful up there. It's out of the way. And everybody could watch TV if they're in their rooms. So I already had the TV mounts from before. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm a collector of things. So it's me, I'll go into Princess Autumn and there will be a sale on TV mounts, and I won't need a TV mount at the time. But because it's cheap enough for me to buy at the time, I'll buy it. And then years down the road, when I least expect it, then mount a TV. This has happened with this very podcast.
Yes. These were all things that I collected.
I collected a bunch of things: microphones, mic stands, mixers. Thinking that I would do a podcast at some time. It took me years, and then when I was like, I don't think I can, I don't have enough stuff to do it. Rod, my good lifelong best friend was like, dude.
Yeah, you do.
There's a box. There's a box in the basement. I'm guaranteeing you go in that box and
you'll find all the things.
Will be there. And sure enough, I went in there and had 2 sets of headphones, 2 microphones. We got better headphones. We got better stuff over time. The microphones I got are actually pretty good. But we upgraded the mixer. We've upgraded a bunch of stuff as we've gotten better. So that is my week. My week has been full of that so far, I think.
Nigel's upgraded the sounds, and I've upgraded the visuals.
Yes, the visuals is definitely.
That's how we did this.
Rich. Colors are rich. And we've done cameras, alteration stands.
I feel really sad that white supremacists co-opted the OK sign, because I want to like everything to be okay.
What about the thumbs up?
Thumbs up is good too.
What about the blackface?
I mean, all the things are good.
Okay.
I just don't want to have a limit on how to be like, I'm with it.
But you know what never goes out of style? The Jamaican brap brap brap.
We can always lick shots at any point.
Lick shot is good.
Correct. So this week I had a really 2 unrelated, but in some ways I guess related things happened that were coming of ages for me. The first is that I finally got a tin of Royal Dance cookies. This is the first time I've actually ever bought one of these tins for myself. I typically have had from someone else's, and we're used to like going into the tin and there would be sewing supplies in there, right? So now I have this tin. I'm excited. I want to put my beading stuff in there. I'm like, got all these plans for it. And I'm at the place where I have to eat all of the cookies in the tin in order to get the empty tin. And I was like, is this what growing up is? Am I devouring these cookies so that I can utilize this tin? So the answer was yes. It
makes me wonder about our parents. Like, I feel like when my parents may have put me to bed, these cookies came out with some tea after I was sleeping.
They are fabulous with tea. See how that OK sign just came out?
And then it was good.
And they are excellent. They're as good as I remember them. Somehow my tastes have changed. So when I was little, I particularly loved the ones with the sugar on top. Now I'm like kind of more drifting towards the non-sugar on top ones. I do remember them being double-decker, but now they're just 4-in-1. It's saving paper, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe it's our parents who bought the double-decker.
But the double-decker only had 2, but this one has 4. So it is a double-decker. It's just organized a bit differently, I think. And shout out to the Sweet Street tin people. You know the Sweet Street tins? Those are the purple tins that had those little candies in them. So, we talk about these cookie tins all the time, but sometimes the Sweet Street people get overlooked. So shout out to y'all as well. And as I said, related but unrelated but related, I found the most amazing dentist in Edmonton.
Wow. How's your dentist feel about these cookies?
He feels great. It's putting a lot of money in his pocket. I guess that related but unrelated. So yeah, so I'm like finally going down this journey. There's a lot of like dental work that has happened and needed to happen over the years. And it's been a lot of dental trauma along the way, and I finally found a dentist and we put a plan together, and he's great and his wife is great. Well, I've never met his wife. To be honest, I only saw her video, like they have like videos on YouTube.
Nice.
She's like, "Are you nervous about going to the dentist?" I'm like, these guys get me. These guys right here. So, yeah, so that is Donsdale Dental, in case you guys are wondering. It's over there by Lessard Road on the West End. And yeah, I thoroughly recommend that practice. They even have TVs like on the actual ceiling, so when you're laying flat, you just step on the TV.
Do you have the sound that we use for Donsdale?
The sound?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you want?
Yeah.
Oh my god, let me get over here.
What's going on?
I don't have the sound up. But you know, we can't hear the sound, only the people.
That's fine. This is who need to hear it.
Okay, man. Let me just get it.
Tell me what it's queued up. Tell me what the sound is.
I've been working out right now. I don't know where this thing is, though. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm ready. It's right now.
All right, shout out to Donsdale Dental. You hit it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
If you go back, you'll be able to hear it.
Did you all hear that?
People tell me if you saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm over here starting my great news last week, and then starting with a shout out to cookies and candy, and then rolling on to my dental trauma and my newly acquired dentist, who is going to be my family dentist for life.
Nice.
Yes, I'm so happy. I can't even. It was like such a relief.
It's always good to have something that you're afraid of, or something that makes you nervous, and then you find out there is some sort of solution, a potential solution. It may not be the be all end all, but it is something that gives you hope down the road.
Finding a solution for a problem that you've lived with is definitely
it's relieving.
It does.
Breeze.
Sometimes we don't realize how heavy those things that we carry are, like those insecurities and whatnot. So when I walked out of there, I was like yellow brick roading it, like I just stole a dead woman's red shoes. That's how I was dancing.
I don't understand why that whole story just got ruined with that. Alright.
I was dancing down the. You never saw that movie? I was dancing down the road like I stole a dead woman's red shoes. Magical. I think they were magical. Anyhow, so that was my last week. It came with great alleviation of a long anticipated solution. So it was good. Okay. We also, with Aphrodisiac, are shut down. Correct. So we are shut down, but of course, can't stop, won't stop, as they say. Past some of those butter cookies, Malik says. Hey, Malik! I haven't seen you on in a long ass time. What was I just saying? So yes, we are shut down here in Aphrodisiac. However, friends, you can still order products. And this week, I think maybe not tomorrow, but possibly the day after, you are going to get all the body products in the probably too late for Christmas, but just in time for Kwanzaa sale. The Aphrodisiac is going to be having, so I've got sugar scrubs and body butters. I have really great soaps. We have Lucian soaps coming back in, and we actually have some on stock now. So if you're used to the lye-based cold pressed soaps, the what was that? The turmeric, sulfur, and charcoal soaps, we have those back, and we have more coming in. So we were out for a little while. We kind of sold out, and we have bath soaps and all of the above. So keep an eye, and I think already starting today, we have same-day delivery on all of your orders. Hey, Tanya's on, which is late, which is on. But Tanya, FYI, we were late too. So that was, yeah, that's my last week. I guess this last week / this week recap.
Wow.
And of course, we have working to get Melanistic magazine out. The next issue, we don't really get a time to bask in our glory. We're just like, okay, on to the next one. I don't know how people do this weekly. I don't know how people do this daily. I don't know how people do this monthly.
Hey.
Quarterly is already like.
Cheryl's in the house.
Cheryl's
in the house.
Cheryl made some beautiful videos for the body polish.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's sweet.
It's nice. Okay. So the body polish is, I think, one of my favorite new things.
Hey, Mary.
We use turbandino sugar and rose hips and rose petals and infused this oil and added a little bit of tangerine just so it's nice and uplifting, and it just like exfoliates. It's really great. All right, sir. Thank you. And then today also, this is a big week in the life of Milo because Harriet's Tremendous Day is now officially a book that's published in Canada. We got our ISBN, and it is. We're gonna have a hard proof tomorrow. I can't wait to take a picture of myself holding it.
Order it now.
For those of you who we are supposed to be shipping out your books, I think it's either today or tomorrow. I don't know what today is. What day is today? 14th or 15th? Oh, it's today. Yeah, so we'll be reaching out to you guys. It'll be a little bit late, but you're definitely going to get it before that big C day.
Yo, and it looks phenomenal.
Of course, the lovely and talented Kyle Smith from Ink Fable supported with the designs. It's actually quite beautiful.
Cheryl says sexy body. The actual, sorry, the sugars is sexy body.
Yeah, the sugars. That's what I should have called it. What's wrong with me? Sugars. Body polish. Actually, it's just one label. I can just change it.
Boom.
Just like that, you guys.
Bang.
Boom, boom, boom.
Right here, live.
Cheryl's like, hey, wait, let me come get my little buddy. Part order.
Oh boy. So
everybody who does anything for me, I'm like, part owner, you get a part of the company. You get a part of the company. Everybody gets a part of the company. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, let's go.
So,
if you know, you know.
So, now we are on to
the scroll.
There you go.
I've gotten better.
I like that one. That was good.
I didn't know where you were going. I felt like that was a good middle ground. So that was like the C-.
So on the scroll today.
C- is a grade, not a note. Got it.
C-.
Oh, there you go.
You're close. Very close. So,
what's going on the scroll?
First of all, HBO Max has took out Chappelle's Show after he requested that everyone stop watching.
And Netflix.
And Netflix took it out before.
Mm-hmm.
Now HBO Max is like, you know what, Dave? You're right. You deserve the money, buddy. Took it out. So now, Dave Chappelle Show is no longer on Netflix or on HBO Max.
Not available to us.
Because
why doesn't he just buy back the rights to it?
He will not get paid.
Why didn't he just buy back the rights?
I'm not sure if he has the money.
Fair enough. Oh, he's raking in all these Netflix dollars.
Not enough.
Okay.
Especially since they took his show off the thing. He can't get paid.
It's not like he's getting royal. Well, I guess he wasn't getting royalties anyway. Okay. Here, take this, bro. This is mad fast, this charger. I'm 100%. Once I get to like 20%, it's not the same, and you know this. We've done the science already.
This is actually better. Because it goes with the phone. But I hear what you're saying. So,
anyhow,
we have Dave Chappelle Show. It's pretty good. If anybody has seen Dave Chappelle Show, it's funny.
My very favorite. What's your favorite skit? I know.
I think my I have quite a few favorites.
Okay.
One of my favorite was when the pimps go back in time traveling pimps.
Okay.
And you go back and shoot the slave master. It's actually hilarious. He's like,
hilarious.
What are you doing here? You? And the guy said, what? You just pulled out the gun and said, wow. And that's it. You're all free. that was the end of the whole thing.
That's funny.
And then what made me laugh the most is Dave Chappelle goes back at the end and shows the audience's face when the pimp got shot. And everybody, all the entire audience, except for a lot of the black people, were all sitting there like, oh my goodness, did he just get shot? And Dave and his buddy at the back were dying laughing, and they were dying saying it. They're still dying with laughter about it. And that's, that actually is one of the skits that is part of the controversy between Dave and the producers of the show.
Oh, okay. My favorite one is the Black George Bush one. It's like literally like I to this day find it so funny. I don't know why. When he's like, because there's portions of it that I didn't understand. When he was like, show us that yellow cake, and he's like opens the tissue and there's yellow cake in there. So I was just thinking like, yeah, yellow cake gets everything. But there's an actual specific uranium called yellow cake uranium that's used in this weaponry. So when they're like, show the yellow cake, it's not yellow cake uranium. It's like actually yellow cake. But I didn't get that joke for years after I saw it. So every time I see it, it's funny again.
Also, the black white supremacist. That
one, yeah.
That one was funny for me, and also
when he did Whiteface was always classic.
He did this one called the it's a trait. The trait. When they get basketball players and they get them when they take basketball players for their team.
The draft. Yeah. The racial draft.
Racial draft. That's what it was. The racial draft also was hilarious.
There's a couple things.
Eminem, or you could take this person, and they're like trying to who's gonna take this person.
There's a couple things that I think that is one of them that have altered, like I guess that is pop culture that has altered culture going forward. So if you haven't seen that, then the racial draft doesn't make sense. But we as black people, we reference the racial draft on a regular basis.
On the way.
People put it up for change.
It's hilarious.
Yep.
Also in this room, we have what's it? Dionne Warwick. Dionne Warwick.
Didn't I tell you this last week?
You did tell these people this.
I didn't.
You told me.
Okay, let's do it. For some reason, I thought we were talking. Maybe not.
Dionne Warwick went on to Twitter.
First of all, Miss Dionne Warwick, put some respect on her name. Okay, go ahead. Miss Dionne Warwick's niece, Brittany, was like, Auntie Dionne, I think you would really enjoy Twitter. So she started teaching her how to tweet. And now Auntie Dionne's out here tweeting. And then she was like, Chance the Rapper, why, if you're obviously a rapper, why does your name have The Rapper in it? And he's like, oh my god, I can't believe you know who I am. She's like, of course I know who you are. That song you have with Justin Bieber is my favorite song right now. And then he's like, and then he's talking to Ellen, right? And he's like, I can't believe she knew who I was. I was just so stunned. And Ellen's like, okay, bro, everybody knows who you are. Like, come on, stop it. I'm like, exactly. Chance, even Beyonce, topped him on the shoulder. He's like, oh my god, Beyonce. He's always starstruck. I can't believe these people know who I am. I'm like, weren't you at the Grammys, though? I bet you won some.
It's hilarious.
What?
Shout out to Uncle Barry. Uncle Barry in the house.
Hey, Uncle Barry. And yes, he was so happy too.
Yeah, and then we did talk about it a little bit because there was a Christmas list that came up and everybody
the Christmas songs. Yeah.
Yes.
I will share that for you guys. Oh, I did.
You shared it in our group? Did you share it on the Black Multiverse?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Not in the group, on the page.
Okay.
So you guys have to be out there on the page too. We can't just be in the group like we are. The page is like. I'll post something, people like. The group, people are like, hey, we out here.
So those of you get to the page, you can get Dionne Warwick's playlist that was made for her. It was fantastic.
By Questo Love.
Yeah, by Quest Love.
Yeah, it's a lot of funk and soul, and yeah, it's good.
And last but not least, Keontae Johnson is out of a coma. He went into a coma, basketball player.
Who's Keontae Johnson, bro?
Basketball dude.
NBA?
Yeah.
Wow, out of touch. Go ahead.
He collapsed on court.
Wow.
And then went into a coma.
Well, Keontae, welcome back. I'm sure you heard everything those people were saying about you in the room while you were in the coma.
He was talking, and he's talking now. So people are just, he's already talking.
That's great. Is he walking again?
I don't know if he's walking, but he's definitely talking.
That's good. That's really good.
And that's what we have, I think. Oh, rest RIP for
Tiny? That was last week too.
No. Country singer.
A black country singer?
Sherrod, where are you at?
I hope it's not Darius Rucker.
You know who I'm talking about. He was older, but he got COVID. Charlie Pride.
Oh, wow.
I remember that. So Charlie Pride passed.
R.I.P. Charlie
So we lost Tiny, we lost Charlie Pride.
Mm-hmm.
We lost the girl from BAPS.
Oh, yes, I can do so as well.
Yeah.
That is a cultural classic.
Yeah.
You can actually, we should probably do it in the multiverse. I've done a listening party before, like where it was been the middle of the night where I've just like put on videos and done a listening party. But we can do a watch party in the multiverse. We should do that one day. Because now we're all, doing this whole thing. So I wanted to also say that water is now being traded. Water futures are now on the stock market for the first time.
Water is being traded?
Water futures, yeah.
Okay.
Which is terrible for this, mankind and humanity. I don't know how to get rid of that place, but they should. And I don't think that he's listening, but shout out to my homeboy Vinny, who just sold his startup, his tech startup.
Vinny?
Yeah.
Good job, buddy. I'm gonna sell my tech startup.
First, I have to start up a tech. Meanwhile, my team's like, "Hey, Nilo, can we get some social media posts?" I'm like,
"Did you see I'm here dreaming about starting up a tech?
I'm trying to learn code. Leave me. I have 46 Khan Academy hours to complete." That's all we got.
So as far as the scroll is concerned, just a shout out to everybody who's ordering stuff online. Thank you, appreciate it. Make sure you get your melanistic hoodie. It comes in the lovely black and white.
Sorry, I gotta talk about this.
What?
Miss Dionne Warwick called Billie Eilish William Eyelash on Twitter.
What happened?
You know Billie Eilish?
Did it autocorrect?
William Eyelash. She's out here. She's hilarious. If you're not following her on Twitter, you need to. She's just out here doing her thing and just being an old lady. Like the other day, she put a video up and she's like, "I want you to know that I'm doing my own post, so there." Like, okay, I see.
She put up a video because people were like, who is tweeting for her?
Yeah.
Who took her phone? And she's like, good. I'm tweeting for myself.
Thank you.
And I am doing it all. And he's like, okay.
There's I want to get Love Sweet Love, one of the Auntie Dion shirts for our good friend Raleigh's over there. It's in my to-do list. So tell me.
Yeah, so the hoodie has, as I was saying, the hoodie has the Melanistic Mag logo on it, which is really cool. On the sleeve it says Life in Black, which is also pretty cool. Different sizes. We have all the sizes. 3X and down. So you can definitely get that. They are at $40. And they are mad warm. This is probably one of the warmest hoodies. I got a heavyweight. It's a 50-50. The inside is super soft on the inside.
Yeah.
The outside is pretty good. And really happy about this. So check it out. And for those of you for Melanistic Magazine, please check out our Patreon. If you join up for our Patreon, depending on the tier that you are, you can get one of these hoodies. As part of the Patreon. Definite magazine.
Yep.
And first dibs at the magazine, looking at the actual paper copy.
Yeah.
And you will also get inside videos and inside track stuff from our editor, from our publisher, all the background stuff, photo shoots, who's in it, what's going on.
All the dancing that we do.
All the stuff in the background and in the foreground. You'll get it all first before the magazine even comes out. So join up. It's I think the lowest tier is $5. The highest tier is
$20. Yes.
So if you can afford it and you want to do something for Christmas this year, help support us on our Patreon.
Independent Black Media.
Independent Black Media.
Yes, help support us.
Boom. Loving it. LaShawn's in the house. LaShawn!
What up? The really nice thing about that mix is I was listening. I was like, oh, there's a Johnny. Oh, there's LaShawn. Oh, there's Alex. I was listening to the musical Christmas songs.
What's your favorite Christmas song? Do you have a favorite?
First of all, I have to preface this by saying you guys know I'm a Kwanzaa girl. So by the time Christmas happens, I'm like, Christmas, and I'm like, Kwanzaa, it's time. So I love Kwanzaa. You guys will see me do this stuff on my wall. I'll put it up. I kind of want to get people more involved. I wanted to have a Kwanzaa event this year, but obviously Miss Rona came and mashed up everybody's plans. We gotta record that, and we can just press it because it's a thing that happens. So, anyway, so I'm saying all of that to say, my favorite Christmas song, traditional or period?
Period.
Okay, it's period. Bum, 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 bum. That's my favorite Christmas song, period.
Yeah?
Yeah, and
does anybody know the name of that song? Please post it in the comments.
I know Darren knows it.
Down wherever you're at. Post it.
Yeah.
Mine.
Carol of the Bells.
Carol of the Bells, there you go. Is that it?
I don't know if that's it. Or if she's saying that's her favorite. It's Carol of the Bells. That's Christine.
Christine's saying her favorite's Carol of the Bells, or is that Carol of the Bells?
It's a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It's Run DMC. It's called.
Oh, Carol of the Bells is hers. That's
her favorite. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and Run DMC Christmas is. It heard me exactly. So it's called Christmas in Hollis.
Christmas in Hollis, Queens, yeah. So the Christmas in Hollis is my favorite ever. I love the sound of bells. It's got all the elements, but then it also, you know.
Yeah.
Little Luck, where have you been? That's right. What are you? Keeping me from my rounds?
This is my jam.
I like it. So,
Yep.
Run DMC Christmas in Hollis.
It's my all-time, but like I think I like of classic Christmas songs only. I think Little Drummer Boy.
What? Oh, Little Drummer Boy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Pressing the wrong one. Okay. Yeah. Little Drummer Boy is good. I like the Island Little Drummer Boy.
Mm-hmm.
That version.
Of course. What other version is there?
And one of my favorites is Hang on mistletoe, I wanna get to know you better. This Christmas, and as we trim the tree, I know it's gonna be with you. This Christmas, fireside blazing bright.
Everybody knows what my job is.
We're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Shake a hand, y'all.
That's it.
My favorite.
It's a good one.
Right there. Yo.
The Luther Vandross song?
Oh, Luther Vandross.
Like, no. Yo, I have to put a new Christmas list together. Joe's version, Darren said. I have to put, y'all, for you guys, just because I'm shut down, I'm going to make an aphrodisiac holiday Christmas, specifically Christmas, playlist. Yes, we're going to have the hip hoppers. We're going to put some, who are those guys over there? The Motown stuff. Yeah. We're going to put some Parang on there. Some Sparrow and Arrow and Baron. And we're going to put some of reggae Christmas. Tars Riley has some Christmas songs that he'd be jamming on. Well, our boy over there on the sax, Cannon. I can't think of his name. No. Sorry. Did you know I learned about Bob Ross today, y'all?
Bob Ross. What about him?
Bob Ross was a normal dude. I'm going to put his picture up. And he decided, because he was broke and he was about to be on TV, that he couldn't afford for the amount of haircuts that he would need. So he put a perm in. He permed his hair. So he permed his hair, and then he did the first couple of episodes or whatever, and they made it a part of his trademark. They made it a part of his brand, and he could never get rid of the perm because of the contract. It was part of his brand, and he hated it. Good for you. So today you learned a thing. I'm going to put up, because obviously, you know, I went and found the pictures of non-fro Bob Ross. So I will make sure that I have that up for you. Yes, D. Jackson 5, Temptations, all of them will be on there. And of course, Miss Mariah Carey, we got to run her coins. It is her official holiday season. Yes. And if you guys want to tune in, I don't know really how to include you. Maybe I'll do a video for every night of Kwanzaa if you guys feel like joining me. I just say things on the top of my head and then I get off. And then I just like, okay, so let's. And I'm like, oh, I said it out loud. So I don't know what we'll do. But this episode of Melanistic Magazine does have some information about Kwanzaa. Yeah. That's what I got. So
on to
Oh Night Divine, says Aisha.
Nice. Anybody else who's got a favorite song?
Mm-hmm.
We love the holidays. The songs around the holidays is what keeps you going.
I don't know. I guess I do. I like the holidays. It's okay. I was like full-time college student and a single mom and working management in the retail industry, so the holidays has always been extremely stressful for me. So I guess I have to let that go at some point.
The thing about it is, the holidays for me, always waking up. Like, always love Christmas time, holiday time. Always been my favorite. Had a real great time experiencing the holidays in Florida. Which is a lot different, especially growing up here and seeing snow everywhere to going and it's warm. You go outside and you're like, oh, what are we going to do tonight? You walk outside, go for a walk after maybe.
But it's so much food.
And there's so much food
and
all the
family.
time. And family.
Have like a Christmas cookout.
Going to Jamaica for Christmas for the first time, that was pretty good too. Didn't know how I was going to feel about that, but that one really was good. Same thing, lots of food, lots of different things happened with that one. And I've actually seen it in different circumstances with Christmas. So I'm actually happy about Christmas. When I was a teenager, I realized I was becoming more of an adult. Like there's no more toys under the thing. I remember when my mom, well, I don't know if it was my mom, but my family got me soap on a rope.
A soap on a rope?
Soap on a rope from Irish Spring soap on a rope.
No, you were mad.
No, what's the spray? Is it Irish Spring? No.
No, it's not Irish Spring.
Old Spice.
Old Spice,
that's what it is.
We love to give our kids Old Spice.
Old Spice soap on a rope. I got soap on a rope for Christmas. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not a kid anymore.
You did. My family doesn't even pretend. When you hit that cutoff, it is over. 1 year, you're like, wow, thanks. Thanks, sister. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. And I'm quite a bit younger than my sisters.
You're last year.
Yeah. They don't warn you. You just show up on Christmas and there's nothing for you. Nothing. Zero. So after that, I was like, oh, this is a thing now. Okay, got it.
Cheryl said a few of my favorite things, Sound of Music. Yeah, that's a good one.
These are a few of my favorite things. But, sorry. Yeah, is that Christmas song?
No. But it's played around Christmas. And it's very bellsy and chimesy.
I like it.
So it works.
I like it. Okay, so is that the What's in Your Ears? You're listening to Christmas music? I want to say.
That wasn't really What's in Your Ears. That was just the...
What is in your ears?
In my ears right now. Hezekiah Walker. And the Love Fellowship Crusade Choir!
Did you finish it?
What, the whole album?
Oh, sorry. Did you? I'm wrong. Hezekiah Walker. I used to live up the block from him in Brooklyn. So if you know where Hezekiah Walker lived, I lived like 5 houses on the other side of the street. I was asking if you've. It's the wrong people, but if you finished the choir show on Netflix.
Oh no, that's one thing I kind of slowed down on. There's a show called, and this is why we're entering into the screen. We haven't done the screen yet. But the screen.
We didn't talk about that last week.
We did talk about it a little bit. Gospel Voices of Fire on Netflix. It's a gospel choir where Pharrell Williams is kind of in it. Like he
kind of shows up just to be like
he's doing the support thing.
I guess I'll give you the money.
Yeah,
he probably produced it. It gets producer credits or something. Pulled the strings.
Title sequence is probably produced by him.
Yeah, something like that.
So watching that, but back to Hezekiah Walker.
Mm-hmm.
But we are on to the screen. We will not skip over. So on the screen, we are watching
the usuals.
The favorite 4, which is Dark Materials, Mandalorian, Star Trek Discovery, and it's been a long road. Star Trek Enterprise.
Well, I'm also watching Broad City, which
and Broad City has been added.
It's in my repertoire.
Which show do you love, Terrell? Which show? So the let's go back. Almost finishing up Enterprise, trying to figure out the mystery, solve the mystery of why is it the worst video ever?
Why it is the worst Star Trek?
Why is it the worst Star Trek of them all?
It actually takes a deep dive crash at around season 3.
And the only reason she says that is because all Star Trek, all of them, except for Generation, goes into a spot where they have to get deeper, darker, and draw more interest. So that a new enemy must arise and a new person. So if you think about Generations, is every season somebody came out and it was like, oh wow. So one season it was Q. Q came out and you realized there's a being that's omniscient, that can travel, can do anything, change time, change anything. And then you went in the Borg, Locutus of Borg, and there's always an enemy, but they always went back to the original, platform. That's what made Generations different from all of the rest. So you couldn't do that with not Discovery. You couldn't do that with the other one, Voyager, because they were lost in the Gamma Quadrant. You couldn't do that with any of the others, Deep Space Nine, because he was stuck at the edge of the Gamma Quadrant. But the thing about Generations is an exploration mission, so they had people coming on, they had people coming off the ship. Different things were happening. Sometimes they were in battle, sometimes they were not.
What I don't like specifically is with any show, if it goes from having an episodic arc, so at the end of the episode you're done. The next episode it introduces a problem. We solve the problem. Usually, especially for Star Trek, it can get redundant in that way because, for example, with Enterprise, they are constantly bringing people on the ship who are saboteurs and
that's the key about Enterprise.
Espionages and stuff like that. It's insane. I'm like, you're gonna meet this guy in the cargo hold? This guy? Like, this guy's like, oh yeah, I'll show you around. They're like, yeah, I'll meet you in the cargo hold. And then they open the cargo hold, and the guy's like, yeah, hold it right there. He's got a gun. The ship has been taken over so many freaking times. It's been taken over like 2 times in 3 seasons.
It's hilarious.
So the thing is, it gets redundant. But I don't it's not that I don't like an arc that goes across a season. I just don't like switching from an episodic arc to then having a whole season on one arc. Because the way Discovery started too, I like that, but they changed it because now Discovery is like with HBO or whatever, right? So what Discovery used to do is have one arc, but then have another arc start in the middle of that arc. But you don't know it's an arc until this arc completes. And then at this point, we're like kind of almost a little low. And then we go into another climax already. Because that arc, like the Targaryen, is it? Targaryen? The when they start going black.
Into the other multiverse?
Yeah, and they start traveling the mycelium complex. So then issues came up, and they didn't realize that these things were happening because they were dealing with this whole other crisis, and the crisis is done. So they kind of don't do that anymore. Now it's a full season arc, which is fine because we're at a time where that's normal. Like, to binge watch something where you're watching one thing unfold over 15 or 10 episodes. 10 episodes, I guess, on average.
Yeah, so, and some people are, like, for instance, The Mandalorian. Mandalorian is a weekly episode. You know, you get this episode, you get your little chips of a, you know, little chips of a episode, and then you're like, oh, it's done already, and then you have to go through.
But the Mandalorian storytelling is one arc, but then each episode is like advances the arc a little bit better and has its own arc, which is, I like that as well. That
it's pretty good.
Because in the bigger scheme of things, it's like you're taking a drive from Edmonton to Winnipeg. So the whole story, like the whole season's about the drive from Edmonton to Winnipeg. Mm. But this episode is everything you have to do to get gas.
Right.
And so on. That's how the Mandalorian took. I like that.
But tell us about Broad City.
Broad City is a New York-based TV show about, and there's these two pretty much Jewish white women who are young. They're in their mid-20s, and they're just in New York being women. And it's quite funny. I think it comes from a feminist kind of underpinning. It is light racism, just like I think it just always happens. Like, we just wind up being there. So they're like, oh, we need it to be funny. So, but Hannibal Buress is in there, and he's also quite funny. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's light watching. Like, if you're not trying to be like emotionally invested in something and you kind of want to laugh, it's a good thing. You actually missed the episode where Ilana starts dating this girl, right? This is her first that we see female relationship, and introduces her to Abby, and she's like, Abby, this is purely like, it's a relationship. I don't want you to be jealous or whatever. Abby's her best friend. Abby meets the girl and is like, okay, well, gives Ilana a hug and is like, dude, she looks exactly like you. And then she realizes that the girl that she's been like fighting over looks exactly like her. Same curls, like same facial shape. So we know this, but that's the point where she realizes it.
So her friend is like,
bro, she looks exactly like you. She's like, I don't know what it is about her. I just like her so much. This must be what love feels like. And she's like, she's you. And then they're like, back to her place. And she's like, oh my God, do we have the same tattoo? And she's like, no, that's your arm. Anyway, but it's good. It's light watching. Yeah, not that serious. It's good to pass the time.
We have a couple of things that are on the docket for
coming up.
Media. Jamie Foxx on Christmas Day. This is a good one because we're shut in and we are dealing with isolation and we have restless children. Disney Plus is offering Disney Soul, the show. So Soul is coming up. It is about a wonderful black musician who is trying to make it as an artist, but he's teaching. So he's teaching in the background.
And he's trying to be an artist.
But he's trying to be a musician and play his music and have people. And people are starting to pick up, they're starting to love it. And as they're starting to love it, an accident happens and he is separated, where his soul is in between. So whether you're going to heaven or not going to heaven, it's in between. And he is told that he is not in the right place and he has to get back to the right place. He's not supposed to be going there yet. He's got to get back to the right place. And so as he travels along, he's supposed to be helping people to get his soul back into his body.
Okay. Wow, that is a feel-good movie of the season.
That is Christmas theme. Also on Netflix, there's another
Canvas.
There we go.
Yeah, the short.
Canvas is a short on Netflix, directed, created. The whole thing is done by black people. So let's show our support. Watch the short. It's a short, so it's not too long, but it is good. I heard it's really, really good.
The art looks cool.
So I'm gonna watch it. Definitely gonna watch it. Maybe a couple times to get those views up. And that's it.
What do you got coming up in the world?
Coming up in the world, there is
nothing. No, you guys stay home.
It's
truly locked down.
We had a lot that we were trying to do in there, and I'm trying to figure out if I'm still going to do some recordings and some live stuff where there's live music and some just by me, not by a whole band, but just by me.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what happens with that. But we are moving on. But just so you know, all you people out there, and by you people, you know who I mean. You roti lovers. You roti lovers. We did a great job helping out with the Bethel United, the Bethel Apostolic Church fundraiser with roti sales.
On behalf of the roti lovers, I would like to say we did our best. We pulled together, and thank you. We accept thank you.
So as we pulled it together, we got everything, and we helped out, and it worked out well. Thank you so much for your support. I did thank everybody a few weeks ago when it ended, but I want to thank you again. But I want to see more. I want to see more because this week again,
Roti Gang
is Roti Gang again.
Let me get this. I'm gonna keep talking.
So we are going to roti for you. Unfortunately, because of the last few weeks, roti is at the same price. Actually, the roti is at $15 a roti, and $3 for the shells. So the shells are at the same price. The roti with the meat in it, unfortunately, the price is at $15. Well, not unfortunately.
Shouldn't be unfortunately. That's quite low still.
$15 is the amount that it is at right now, and you can get as many rotis as possible. Pre-orders are being accepted, and pre-payments are being accepted for roti.
Curry sauce running out my hand. Why me choose eat anything? Cavalry is we thing. Every day ripping the band. Roti gang, roti gang, roti gang. Roti gang, roti gang, roti gang, roti gang, roti gang, roti gang, roti gang. Chicken with sight is my thing. Curry sauce running out my hand. Why me choose eat anything? Paratha is we thing. Every day ripping the band. Roti gang, roti gang, roti gang. Chicken with extra sauce. Look at that curry drip. Roti gang, I am the boss. Look at me ripping there. I eat roti every day. I have a yellow belly. No lines for me today. I ordered on the telly. Roti gang, roti gang, roti gang, roti gang, roti gang, roti gang, roti gang. Chicken with sight is my thing. Curry sauce running out my hand. Why me trees eat anything?
Order. The form will be up later on tonight.
Now's the time.
Order your roti, and it will be.
No, this is not Nigel rapping on that song. Shout out to Kes Ramsey.
That was Kes Ramsey.
Yes, from Trinidad.
Rapping on that song. It's called Roti Gang. You could see it on YouTube if you need to.
Yeah,
all right.
We'll post it. For the roti sales. That's what you should do. All right, y'all. Darren, what deals are you cutting with the people? Spend $50, get a free Roti Gang shirt? That is the ideal. Okay.
Listen, what we will do is if you buy one of these shirts, one of these hoodies here, for $55,
we'll give you a free roti. Correct. All right. Is that all we got? You have a word?
Do you have anything?
I had a word last week. Honestly, I don't know if I have one today.
I do have a word.
Okay, let's do it.
It's about friends that you've seen and friends that you've left behind. A lot of times we go through different phases of life. I remember being here in Edmonton as a child, having a best friend named Jonathan Piska, from school, having a lot of friends, and then moving from here after high school to Florida. A lot of things changed, but a whole new set of friends got into my circle. And my circle had a lot of friends, from Norman to Ben to Jason, and all these friends started to accumulate over time and over the globe. And I started to introduce some of my newer friends to my older friends. And these friends came through. Some people we let slide by the wayside. Some were bad influences and stuff like that. But we learned a lesson. I learned a lesson. I learned different lessons. Things to do, things not to do. And who to be, and what I am about, and who I am as a person. Growing up, when you're in your 20s, you feel kind of invincible. You can do anything. You get angry at a lot of things. You get angry at things that don't matter. I'm so mad at Brussels sprouts. You're just young and ready to give off this energy. Mm-hmm. And then as you get older and you get into your 30s, you start to realize your energy is sacred and you can't just be giving it out. Truly. And letting people change that mindset. Mm-hmm. And then when you reach your 40s, you realize, wow, children, wife, whatever, spouse, whatever you have, mm-hmm. As responsibilities, you realize, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. This time frame and this energy that I have to keep in me, and I have to use it for good and do the things that you have to do and give back. This holiday season has always been about giving back. Mm-hmm. It's always been about giving to people who are less fortunate and giving to people that don't deserve it. Literally. So as you move forward, being selfless in yourself, and you realize we're here in a pandemic, and those people who are in Edmonton, we are here in this pandemic, and it is strange to be stuck at home and not be able to be with family and not be able to eat with different family and have this big meeting, but to appreciate the people who you are allowed to be around, or even appreciate yourself. Being by yourself or being alone is not a bad thing. It is a time that you will have great times to learn more about yourself, to be in the lab, perfecting and moving yourself into a position of greatness. Yeah. And so when you emerge now and we have our new season, as COVID is lifted, restrictions are lifted, you're going to come out brand new, mm-hmm. with your brand new melanistic hoodie and all the different things that you're going to get over the holidays. And you're going to come in, you're going to do your thing. So take your time, take those experiences that you have, make yourself better, get into the lab this COVID, get into the lab this holiday season, give out of yourself, and show yourself that you're the real you.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I don't know if I said this earlier. Before we go, I just want to say, if you have received one of these Edmonton Community Foundation chicks, take a selfie with it on, and tag the Edmonton Community Foundation on socials, because they're doing a thing.
Tag them up.
All right, you all. Thank you very much. Be the true you this holiday season. We will see you next week with another episode of the Black Multiverse Theory podcast. Thanks for joining us. And
Skitty up, bop, bop.
Good night.